Hey guys, I just wanted to hop on here, wanted to record while I was thinking about what was happening. And I'm moving, I'm in the process of packing everything up. And for those of you who don't know me or what I went through about 3 years ago, gosh, a little bit over 3 years now, um, when I would say, had kind of like a whole nervous breakdown, but I really had premonitions of the future and what was going to be happening in the future, and went into this state of panic because of what would be happening in the future. And I'm now seeing all of these things coming to pass. So I wanted to hop on here. I don't have any more storage on my phone, so I'm using Facebook Live. I'm hoping I can save this video, or Facebook will save it. But I just wanted to talk really briefly about the global reset, which is happening, which is part of what I saw in my visions 3 years ago. A lot of what I saw was, a digital currency, that governments would take control of the currency, that there would be a major housing shortage, that there would be a lot of homeless, that the homeless would end up going to private prisons, there would be prisons for profit. I kind of lived through all of these things because any of you who know anything about seeing premonitions, sometimes you actually experience it. You're almost in another state of mind, another dimension. You're experiencing it as though it's happening in the moment. And so I just wanted to check in on that. And I just posted a video on the Great Reset and what's happening with the real estate market, but I'm going to just tell you how it's going to go down. I sold my house in a panic because I saw a big, huge crash. Now, granted, the market has peaked to outrageous amounts right now. So I did sell before that, but if we were in a natural real estate market, it wouldn't have gone so haywire. So a lot of that was due to COVID. But it's all part of this idea of crashing the economy. So that's the intention, is to crash the economy. Now, what I just watched on the Global Reset was very interesting, talking about creating the health crisis, lockdowns, COVID, and we have to follow for, the greater good, very Marxist, but, that the lockdowns are a crisis, that there's a health crisis. There's now a housing crisis. So we're in a housing crisis. Landlords are no longer able to evict individuals. That was extended if they are not paying their rent. So landlords now feel the pressure of trying to, if they don't own it outright, right, they've got to make that mortgage every month. They may be depending on that, so they may be forced to sell. As the market goes up and up and up, there's going to be less and less qualified buyers. And there was this on the video that I posted where he was talking about, well, people will be forced to sell. There's some talk about governments buying houses, but it's not going to go down like that. There's eminent domain. So they're not going to be buying it. They say for fair market value, whatever fair market value is. If they tank the economy, you'll be upside down in your mortgage. If you have a mortgage, maybe you're lucky enough, you don't have a mortgage, maybe you have enough money, you don't need to worry about it. But if they tank the economy, they have eminent domain. They can justify a housing crisis. They can take your home under eminent domain because it's a crisis and it's for public use. So I just want you guys to know how this is going to go down. And like I said, I did see this, and was checked out for 6 to 7 months because I do see things before they happen, which is a gift curse. More of a curse, feels like a curse. If I could figure out what to do with it, it might be more of a gift. But when I get into that state, it kind of goes into panic because I see everything all at once. So I do know that this was all to usher in a digital one world currency. Anyone who is not playing by the rules won't have access to goods or services, meaning you're going to have your ID. They're going to usher in the UBI, which will be universal base income. In order to qualify that, you're going to have to play by their rules in order to get goods and services, food. So any of you who know me or anything about me, I did already have a piece of land I was working for 20 years to have a greenhouse, to provide food, to provide shelter, to create a space, because I already saw this happening. And so I'm a fighter, and I believe in freedom and truth and freedom and freedom. And so was wanting to provide that space. But, you know, it's kind of hard to convince people when they don't have the foresight or they don't see things the same way you do. But I just wanted to give you a heads up because they're talking about government buying these properties. I want you to be aware of eminent domain. Market's high. I mean, who knows? I saw it. They're talking about it. Again, tenants can't be kicked out. So, you know, renters can stay in indefinitely. We really don't know. I don't think that the health crisis, fabricated health crisis, is going to go away anytime soon. They're going to continue to do these lockdowns. These lockdowns will roll into climate lockdowns, and there will be a housing crisis, and they're going to have to do something, and people are going to be depending on the government. So government is already now talking about taking control of housing. So I just want y'all to know that. I wanted to be out there to let you know. Just keep an eye on it. And yeah, this is the way things are going. I sold my property probably too soon. I saw it all happening. And I think in a natural market, it probably would have been fine. I had who would know that a pandemic would, you know, make the housing market go through the roof. But this is a manipulated market. And I don't think it's just, there's a lot of investors, but I also know that there's a lot of big corporations and maybe government purchasing a lot of land and properties right now. So it is really upsetting the natural free market. So you know, you're gambling. It's a roll of the dice. But you know, if they actually crash it, if prices get to a point where people can't afford it and the market itself just goes to a standstill and does tank, that may be exactly when government steps in, and your fair market value will be, your equity will be gone. It'll be gone. So I don't know. I mean, that's how I see it. That was my vision. That's what I saw. And I'm watching these things come to pass. And I saw this, like I said, 3 or 4 years ago. And I do get visions, and I'm pretty spot on. So just something to think about as you see it unfolding. And I don't know how to prepare. I'm going to a place where, you know, things are a lot cheaper, just getting prepared for inflation. And would like to get a little piece of land again. I do know how to grow food. I do know how to take care of animals. I do know how to take care of livestock. I do know how to make medicine. I have all these like survival skills. It's what I did in the rainforest for 10 years. So yeah, I mean, God will make a way. I know that. I know I can't stay here. I know I got to get out there where there's land and soil and space and water. And once my land was gone, I don't know. So I'll keep you guys posted. Again, just keep an eye. Take a look at the video on the Great Reset that I posted, and know that it's all kind of unfolding, and just get yourself prepared. Aloha.